Most people think AI is creating more competition, more creators, and more noise. But I actually think most experts are looking at AI completely backwards. After spending the last 10 years helping businesses turn expertise into courses and educational products, I've never seen a technology remove so many barriers so quickly. In this video, I'll explain why AI isn't reducing the opportunity for experts. Instead, it is expanding it so that suddenly small teams can compete at a much higher level, because while AI can give everyone answers, not everyone knows which answers actually work or which ones are actually accurate. And that may be the biggest opportunities experts have ever seen. When I talk to creators, coaches, consultants, and business owners, I hear the same concerns over and over again. AI can create content instantly. Everyone is launching courses. The market is getting crowded. What if there's no room left for me? And those concerns are understandable, because if all you see is AI generating content, it looks like competition is increasing. But that's the wrong mindset. The biggest opportunity isn't AI generated content. Instead, it is what AI does for people who already have the expertise and knowledge. I recently spent time digging into the latest creator economy and research, and here's one insight that really stood out to me. The organizations winning right now aren't using AI to replace the expertise. They're using AI to remove friction. And that's a big, massive difference and distinction. That is a massive distinction. For years, building an education business required enormous effort. You had to research. You had to build a team. You had to outline. You had to create lessons. You had to build worksheets, workbooks, assignments, quizzes, the entire curriculum, write marketing copy, update content, analyze feedback, and improve the user experience. Your expertise wasn't the bottleneck. Execution and development was. And that is what AI is changing. For the first time, experts can spend less time producing and more time teaching, serving, and solving problems. And that is where the opportunity starts. Because the first major shift AI creates isn't replacing expertise, it is removing the friction that slows experts down. Before we jump into the first opportunity, if you're interested in using AI education and digital products to grow your business, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for weekly updates. I share practical strategies for course creators, coaches, consultants, and educators who want to scale their expertise and build smarter systems around their business. Now let's talk about the first opportunity most experts are underestimating about AI. AI actually removes production bottlenecks. A few years ago, an expert came to me with an idea for turning their book into an online course. And I already anticipated that this would be happening. The book was doing well, but the experience of applying lessons from a book is much harder than actually having videos and lessons and assignments inside a course. We'd spend days outlining the course, analyzing the curriculum, workshopping, and mapping out the whole production workflow. That process was very detail-oriented and very lengthy. That is what makes this moment so different. AI dramatically reduces the time required to turn a book into an online program or course. So what used to take months can now happen in days, sometimes even hours. Now, that doesn't mean AI replaces the subject matter expert. It means that the expertise moves much faster. You still need to know what matters. You still need to apply human wisdom and discernment to what AI is giving you. And you still need the experience and lens as a human being to discern whether the AI output is actually what you're looking for. But the gap between having the idea and bringing it to market is shrinking rapidly. The people who win won't necessarily be the smartest, they'll be the ones who execute fastest. And for years, one of the biggest advantages larger organizations had was scale. They had bigger teams. They could outsource different elements to different team members, so they had more specialists. And more production capacity. But that's all starting to change very quickly. I can see it in my own content creation business as well. I use AI throughout my entire YouTube workflow. It helps me to refine scripts, brainstorm thumbnail concepts, evaluate different title ideas, review my analytics, and identify patterns across videos. What used to be a very manual task is now automated and organized for me through AI. What's interesting is that AI isn't creating the strategy, it's helping me execute the strategy faster and stay organized around the things that matter most. In many ways, it is like having additional support built into the business. Not because AI replaces people, but because it helps me operate with more leverage. I personally believe that we're going to see more and more people leveraging and using AI, hiring VAs that know how to use AI, that are trained on a GPT so that they are executing and implementing with the creator's brand in mind. And that's one of the biggest opportunities experts are underestimating right now. Small teams can accomplish things much more that they previously required more significant time, resources, and coordination. Not because that their expertise matters less, but because the friction around execution is disappearing. And when execution gets easier, expertise can move faster. And if you're looking for practical ways to use AI to build courses, training programs, and educational products faster, I've put together a free AI course creation guide PDF linked below, or you can scan the QR code above. It walks you through some of the workflows, prompts, and frameworks that I'm using to accelerate course development without sacrificing quality and voice. Now let's look at what I think is one of the most important shifts happening in education right now. Education is becoming a growth infrastructure more and more. And this is the insight that really caught my attention. Most people think education businesses create value by selling courses, but I think something bigger is happening. Education is becoming infrastructure. And I've seen this firsthand in my own business. For example, when I'm helping clients learn how to use Thinkific, there are certain questions that come up often and repeatedly. A few years ago, if I wanted to educate a client, I'd often start from scratch, taking screenshots, building sample data, writing explanations, and putting it all into a Google Doc and formatting it and cleaning up so that it's nice and neat. Now with AI, I can just take all my expertise and ask AI to create these screenshots, build a sample dashboard, take my explanation and summarize it and rewrite it more clearly so that I can record them a custom walkthrough video. And so every time I did this, I was essentially building the same educational asset and using it over and over again. Instead of spending hours organizing and formatting information, I can focus on sharing what I know. I give AI the expertise, the process, the guidance, and the context, and they help me organize it, structure it, brand it, and format it into a resource that is ready to use. The most important part isn't that AI saved me time. The most important part is that the knowledge becomes reusable. Instead of answering the same questions over and over again, I can create educational assets that continue delivering value long after they're built. And that's what I mean when I say education is becoming infrastructure. It's not just something you sell, it is something that helps people learn faster, get results faster, and move forward with more confidence. And AI is making it easier than ever to build those systems around your expertise. I don't use AI to replace expertise. I use AI to package my expertise. So now expertise becomes more valuable rather than less. And this is where many people get confused. They assume that because AI can generate information, expertise becomes less important. And I believe the opposite is happening. Imagine two people asking AI the same exact question, and both receive a perfectly reasonable answer. One follows it and gets mediocre results. The other immediately knows what to ignore, what to adjust, and how to apply it in the real world. What's the difference? Experience. And that is expertise. And AI can't manufacture that. AI can give everyone answers instantly, but not everyone knows which answers actually work. While information is becoming easier to access, knowing what matters is becoming more valuable. Knowing what matters is becoming more valuable. People still want guidance, they still want direction, and they still want someone who can help them avoid mistakes and get results faster. And that is where experts win. The real opportunity isn't becoming an AI expert. The opportunity is becoming an expert who uses AI and uses it to research faster, build faster, launch faster, and improve faster. But most of all, to serve their customers better. The people who thrive in the next decade won't be the people who create the most content. They will be the people who use AI to create the most value. And that is why I believe most experts are underestimating this AI opportunity. They're focused on the increase in competition, while I'm focused on the increase in leverage. And those are very two different futures and outlooks. If you're an educator, creator, coach, consultant, or business owner, this isn't the time to pull back. It is the time to build, because the barriers are lower than they've ever been, and the opportunity may be bigger than most people realize. And if you are looking for a platform to build and grow your educational business, check out my Thinkific affiliate link in the description below. It is a platform I personally use and recommend and build on as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.